Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Well, this morning we're getting a nice early start. Woke up early, thought I may as well get up and get going. Minus 7.4 Celsius. Still winter in Winnipeg. Okay, I did not get out on my e-bike yesterday. There was just too many things against it. By the time I got to the end of uploading yesterday's episode, I just was getting a little bit on the tired side, you might say. And there was that against it. Then the fact that it was still a little bit icy to get out onto the road, there was that against it. It was cold, there was that against it. The fact that my e-bike is not reliable anymore. It crapped out on me twice last summer, if you remember. Probably don't. I just didn't go out. I kind of wanted to in the morning, but anyway. We'll wait till the weather warms up a bit. I'll get out on the Rebel. Yeah. And it won't take much now. Anyway, we're still in step 7 here. We got to glue these little pieces down that we painted yesterday onto the deck. But I was noticing that back in step 6, we had not finished step 6, which was these searchlights. I think they're probably searchlights from the size of them. I don't think they're too big to be spotlights, but who knows? I guess they could be used either way, right? Okay, so I'm going to paint them the number 14 here. I'm going to spray them. That's why I got the airbrush out. And I'm finding with the airbrush I'm simplifying my cleaning a lot. Now I know the last time I used it, I did do a thorough cleaning, where in other words I took the needle out and all the rest of it. And but I've been doing a lot of back flushing lately, and just leaving it at that. Just doing a real good job back flushing, and being is that I'm using the Windex and on XF paints, it seems to clean it out pretty good. So I think maybe that's one reason why I'm not minding the airbrushing as much as I did before, because I'm spending less time horsing around after I'm through painting. And okay, so I'm going to spray that with the 14. Somebody was suggesting that we paint, I think he said the U20 might look good in yellow. If I remember right, this comment came through about 3-4 days ago, so sometimes I forget and I get things all mixed up, but I don't think I'm going to use the yellow on the lens. I think I'm going to use some sort of silver. I won't be doing that today anyway, most likely, because I want to wait for the 14 to dry. And I'll paint the silver on by hand, obviously. Or whatever I choose to use. In the comments you can make a suggestion. I'll read it, and I'll weigh what you have to say, and I'll make my final decision myself, and it probably will be wrong, but hey, it'll look good in the end, at arm's length. Okay, so we got to do that. Also, I realized that if I go back to, I think it's step 4, they got us messing around with the propellers here. I haven't done the propellers yet. And earlier this morning I was thinking, oh yeah, I got to paint the propellers. And they're all cleaned up and everything. And I was thinking, what do I put them on so that I can hold them? And I thought, well, why not use one of the shafts? I got to put the shafts on anyway. Now, what I'm not sure about is what color I'm going to paint the propeller shaft. It wouldn't be silver, and for all I know, on the real ship, all they did was grease it. Well, they might have painted it something when it was in dry dock for the initial launching, but it's some of those items that are underneath the ship dragging along in barnacle-infested water. Why bother painting it? I mean, nobody sees it anyway. Well, maybe they didn't look at it quite like that. But I would think you would not want a propeller shaft to rust. And not too likely they made it out of stainless steel or something like that. On the other hand, maybe they did. I don't know. Might have. Maybe the outer surface of it was something that doesn't rust. I don't know, and you know what? I don't care. That didn't sound very nice, did it? I do sort of care. So we'll paint those today. I don't know if we're going to actually be dropping our parts down or not today. We might get to that. We'll see how it goes. I know that I did say we'll slip on the macro lens and take a nice close look at these. We can do that, that's for sure. But I think first of all, I'm going to swing the camera around. I'm not going to drag the spray booth over here. I'm just going to leave it over there on the far end of the table, and do my spraying over there. You'll be able to see it. Maybe I'll slip on the macro lens for these and get in really close. I guess I'll know by the end of the day what I did, right? Okay. What do we got here? I would say in 3 hours from right now, we're going to have Missy the dog come by, all being well. And I have this microfiber cloth over here so that I don't feel too bad about laying this camera down. That's one of the bad features of this camera. The lenses on it stick out. Well, they have to stick out because the thing has to see all around. You know, if they're recessed back into the case, protected, well, they're not going to be able to see all around, if that makes any sense. Well, it does to me. Anyway, so you want to be careful with these because they will scratch on something abrasive, and that will affect the image quality. So now I know I do have two different types of lens protectors that I can actually put on here. The cheap ones that came with it, and then the extra good ones that I bought that I only used once. I think it was on my initial ride on the motorcycle. Yeah. Anyway, enough about the camera. I'm enjoying that camera. I wish it was sharper, but I can understand why it's not. I think I'm really spoiled by this 4K and occasionally 8K videoing I'm doing. You know, you're used to seeing something sharp, and then when it's a little bit 720p, you kind of think to yourself, gee, I don't know. Okay, let's get going here. I got the airbrush ready. I'm just going to use the small cup. I don't think I have ever used just the small cup before. This TimberTech airbrush came with 3 different size cups. Boy, that airbrush was a real bargain. Oh, I'm telling you. You could buy 5 of these for one of those Iwata H5s or whatever it was that I got, which to me was a disappointment for the money. Yeah. I think my personal opinion was it was overrated. But that's my opinion. I'm not an expert. Ask somebody like Military Modeler Paul or Jason Port from Model Kit Stuff. They're the pros when it comes to airbrushes and all that kind of stuff. Or Nigel Frampton. You know, go by what they say. Don't go by what I say. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. Okay, Ron. Let's get going here, and I don't know what was in that coffee. My mouth is just a flapping this morning, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm not deliberately doing it. It's just happening. That's kind of scary. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe first of all, let's stick on our macro lens and take a nice close look at these, and then I can get them off of the rotating blocks. Now, I have a bad habit of using my rotator to, show stuff like this off, and it actually turns a little bit too quickly. I wish it would turn slower. I do have a rotator that does turn very, very slowly, but it's too slow. So let's just turn this off here. One of the viewers asked me, he said, how is it that your rotator seems to be running slower now than it was before? And the reason for that is because what I've done is I've put a resistor in it, an adjustable resistor, and like a rheostat sort of thing. potentiometer, I think it's called. Anyway, so we got this one. Now we do have another block with the exact same things on it, so we don't need to look at that, because if you saw one, you saw the other, so why am I showing you the other, right? Okay, I'm trying to turn it slower so that you can sort of see the surface of each part. And then we got these. Now when you see them up close like this, they obviously look pretty crude, and you can see where I've missed or maybe got it too thick, or didn't clean the flashing off of something. But you don't need to comment about that. Then we got these larger ones. Okay. And then this one here to me is the most interesting, because it's got these things right here that have to go on the front of the bow, and they're some sort of a fair lead, as near as I can tell. Yeah, I would think a rope or something would have, or a chain, well, most likely a rope would have gone down there. I don't think they'd use a chain on something like that. Oh, you could, but I mean, it would wreck it, I would imagine. Okay, so we got that. Now, we're going to be trying to paint these, right? And we're going to be using the XF14. Now, I said that I was going to leave my spray booth over on the far end of the table, but I'm realizing that if I do that, it's going to make it a little awkward for me, so why don't I take the 30 seconds out and slide it over here and make it easy for myself? So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, I did stir this with the paint stirrer a few minutes ago, so it should be good. And I'm gonna live dangerously here. I'm not going to bother to filter this. I'm going to take a chance that, because I'm going to be using so little of this paint, and if I draw from the top, I'm hoping that any chunks that are in there will have at least started to settle to the bottom. So we're just going to sample from the top here. And I don't think we're going to need very much, but as I've often said, it's just as easy to pour back a lot as a little. The problem is with a cup like this, if you have a lot in there, you can accidentally spill it all over the place if you're not being careful. Especially if you're used to having been, using one with a cap on it. And you can actually turn it over on its side momentarily and not have it go all over the place. Okay. Now, we'll get our rotator going here. And, alright, we'll be putting on the macro lens momentarily. And we are going to zoom in. Maybe I should just test this and make sure it's going to work first. I think that's going to be all right. I have spitting. I should have taken the needle cap off. Maybe a little bit on the heavy side. I'm hoping that's going to shrink wrap. Try and do better on this one. Looks a little bit faint on this one side right here. Yeah, that's okay. All right, we'll let that dry. Now, I'm pretty sure I can get these shafts to go into the hanger bearings while they're attached to the propeller. Now, I made little holes in these things and I can't see them. Well, there's one. Okay. Might be a good idea if I can maybe take some isopropyl and clean these blades off really good. That way the paint is going to stick a little better. Alright, where's the other hole? And there's another one in here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, kids and everybody's going to school. Monday. Where's the other one? All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll just let those dry, and then I'll just sort of, maybe I could use a little paintbrush and, or maybe hot soapy water might do it too. I don't know how Windex would do on something like that. I know Windex will cut grease to a certain extent, but maybe hot soapy water would be better. I'll just let this glue cure and dry, and then we're done. I'm gonna be using this. See how that looks. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, that kind of looks propellery. It's not bronze though, is it? Yeah. Or is it brass they make propellers out of? I think it's brass. Any propellers I had anything to do with, they were just made out of aluminum. Well, most of them anyway. Yeah, I should be able to reach those little stems. All right, let's just let that soak a bit. I don't think the isopropyl is going to hurt the plastic, I hope. And afterwards, we should be able to pour this back. Now I know that the isopropyl 99 is going to be slightly contaminated now by whatever is on the propellers and what have you. But hey, that's the way it goes. It's probably contaminated a little bit already. Okay, let's you get the idea, you know what I'm doing here. Now, once again, I did stir this up with the paint stirrer. Might have to do 2 coats on this. We'll see how it goes. got little bubbles. Or maybe that's not bubbles. Yeah, it's bubbles. Putting it on too thick. Let's do the 2-coat thing. We'll just do 1 coat on camera. Trying to break the bubbles. Okay, you know what? This is really awkward trying to hold it like this. I'm gonna have to do these off camera to do a good job, and we'll take a nice close look afterwards.
Hi, Ron.
Good morning, Max. Good morning, Missy. Good morning.
The ice is like fiber.
Yeah, it seems at a certain temperature the ice gets really hard. Okay, maybe if you could hold Missy back while I get my blanket on. She is so fast and she doesn't wait for me. You don't wait for me, Missy.
You can warm your paws. Dry your paws on me.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron just wants your paws nice and dry when you go to him. You ready?
Okay, here we come. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, at 11:15 this morning, my doctor's going to call me.
Ah.
Be interesting to see what he has to say. I'm always reminded of the time that I took my mother to see her doctor. I think it was the last time she actually saw her doctor. Well, it was the second last time that her doctor saw her, but the last time my mom says, what is your prognosis with my situation? And the doctor said, well, I would be surprised if you're here 6 months from now. And then the doctor started to cry. And then when Mom was in hospice, dying, the doctor came to see her and she cried then. I found out later that my mom reminded the doctor of her mom. So I guess it brought back
That's amazing.
tough memories. Yeah.
It's just like Dr. Seaman.
I don't, Dr. Seaman, if I died, he'd think, how can I make money from this?
He'd say, who?
Yeah.
Oh, drives me crazy. I was on, they opened at 9, I was on the phone till 10 after 9, they still didn't answer. So I'll go to the E-gym and I'll drop by and I'll pick up a blood test record.
Well,
I'll get my blood test.
I get the feeling that doctor's office is just a real money grab. I'm thinking of changing doctors if I can.
I like him. He so far he's done everything I asked him, and I ask a lot, and I ask it pretty pointedly. So yeah, we're getting along.
Well, Missy, you're gonna say goodbye to me today, are you? That's good. That's good. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll see you at noon, Missy.
3:30, Ron?
Yeah, that's right. It's Monday.
It's Monday again. We made it.
Bye, Missy. Yeah, doctors, you can't live with them, and you can't live without them. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, it's probably been about half an hour since I painted these. I think they're probably dry. Well, at least, no, they're probably not dry. They won't be cured, that's for sure. I think maybe I'll just leave them stuck in the foam here, and we'll do something with them probably tomorrow. Oh, I did say we were going to take a nice close look, didn't I? Oh, I'm noticing a little bit of flashing or something on the end of that one. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Okay. All right, what do we got to do next year? All right, we've done step 6, except for painting the lens part of this spotlight. In step 7, we got to drop these pieces down. I think we can probably do that while we're waiting for everything to dry here. And I want to check the comments and see what people are suggesting for the lens. I don't want to use the yellow, although that would sort of represent the light being on, although I think that in all likelihood it would look more white than yellow. Especially, I wonder if this was maybe one of those arc lights, because it's got a bunch of stuff on the side of it here I don't know if that'd be what that's all about. If it was an arc light, it wouldn't be yellow, that's for sure. Okay, let's recompose here. I guess we may as well get our Z2 or Z2 over here, and that's the one that has most of the pieces on it. And they want us to deal with the anchor chain now. I'm wondering if maybe I should use that black brass stuff on the anchor chain. I know, I think maybe I'll try that. I haven't used that stuff for about 2-3 years. I know I accidentally let the bottle lay on its side, and the cap leaked, and I lost about half of it. Yeah, made a mess in the little box it was in. Okay, let's continue on here. Z2. Okay, Z2. And on to Z2 has to go most of this stuff. Well, 2/3 of it anyway. Alright, now some of these are really obvious, like these larger bollards or whatever they are. Oh, by the way, it's 1 o'clock already, and the time has really gotten away this morning. Life got in the way of the model table. Okay, now these two I would say are the same. Okay, this one and this one, but this one's got a different type of, positioning pin or peg. And this one also looks like it's the same. Okay, so I don't think there'd be too much trouble getting getting these mixed up. And obviously this bigger one we won't. Okay. So that means, in other words, we can go by the way the slot is in the deck here. Okay, so there shouldn't be a problem. It's for the fun of it. Okay, we have to put 2 T27s. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, 2 T27s. So they have this kind of a positioning pin. Okay, so this one goes there, only the other way up, of course. What happened to the other one? I guess I lost it when I bumped this thing. I hope it didn't go flying out of the tin. Where did it go? Oh my goodness, I better check around here. Where did it go? Okay, I see what happened. It turned upside down. I was looking for something this color. Okay, so this one is going to go here. Okay. Okay, sorry to be getting my fingers in your way there, but just want to get this lined up here so that I can grab these. I'm just going to do a dry run here. Yeah, that should work. Okay, now our extra thin. I'd like to see if I can't just fill that up just a little bit better. I don't want it to go running all over the deck either. That should be lots. Okay, now there we go. Okay, let me check the monitor, see if those are straight. They sure look rough, don't they, when you see them up close like that? But from my perspective, they look great. Okay, now I think these have something to do with the chain, because this part right here has got the is where the chain slides on. I've forgotten what the name of that is. So we've got these little guys right here. Just get them ready. Okay, turn this one over. Alright. Now can I put a little bit of extra thin on the top of that peg without it wicking down onto the deck? I don't know, let's try it and see what happens. No, can I put this on here? That should be alright. Let's try another one. Ooh. Now that one's going to be glued on good, isn't it? Same with that one. When the extra thin dries, I don't think we're going to be able to see the problem. Okay, now is this one down all the way? Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Okay, now there are 4 places along the edge of the deck like this that take these things, but I don't think I can. I think they're too small to hold in my finger and plug into the hole. I think I better use the pliers, or rather the tweezers. Okay, I'm going to have to just take this off camera. I'm sorry. Looks like there's something on my tweezer. Oh no, it's just the way it's bent. Okay. Ooh. Where's one of Gabe's swabs? That's gonna be too much. Gabe to the rescue. There we go. That'll help. Okay. Doesn't seem to want to go in, does it? Oh, and I've made a mess now. And we were doing so good. We were doing so good. Well, I guess I can always brush those little hairs off afterwards. Maybe it was all the way down and I just thought it wasn't. But look at here now. I've got this, and it was so pristine before. I wonder, can I get that? I got some of it. Okay. This time we'll try and put a little bit less in. There. Okay, does it look like it's all the way down? It just, somehow it just doesn't look all the way down to me. I guess it is. Okay, let me check the monitor. It's just this one here doesn't look straight. No, it's sort of leaning. Okay. Okay, well this one is named George. This one is named Eileen. Straighten Eileen. Okay. At arm's length, you will not see that. Good. Remember, this deck is going to be underneath a little bit, so. Okay, let's quit poking at it. Okay, there are 4 more, and I'm just going to do them off camera. Get them done. You know what? I think I'm going to call it a day. What do we got here? It is 1:27 in the afternoon. I got a lot of editing yet to do. Did get a call from my doctor today, and I got to look after that sort of thing. I want to go down and paint my bike box extension in the workshop. Yeah, I'm going to call her a day. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.